peace in the
Well, you're
Democratic
asking me a
Republic
question
of the
about
Congo.
Rwanda, and it is a very serious problem. I agree, but I don't think it's appropriate right now to talk about it. But it is a very serious problem.
Let's talk about America, France, Europe. Let's talk about the Europeans and what the Europeans have been taking out of the Congo. You hear them, someone said, oh, well, Rwanda is taking out the resources to enrich Rwanda. Well, what about Apple? What about America? What about all of these other countries?
Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Uh, the situation in the Democratic Republic of the Congo is getting worse, even though President John Lorenzo has been mediating the conflict between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo because he wants to bring peace and stability. The situation is really bad right now. I want to hear from Ms. President if you have any plan in the future to bring peace in the
Well, you're
Democratic
asking me a
Republic
question
of the
about
Congo.
Rwanda, and it is a very serious problem. I agree, but I don't think it's appropriate right now to talk about it. But it is a very serious problem.
And, I've been getting calls from the States and from other people saying that you should have an escape route because people are fearful that the conflict is going to come here. But right now, everything is quiet. Okay. And every day, we get reports, but there's been no invasion or anything like that into Rwanda. So, and so what I've been doing is sharing information that I get with people from the other side so that they have a better idea in terms of what's going on. Okay. Because, when the information comes from the West, it gets blown so out of proportion. But so, we take one day at a time. We wait and see what happens. So prayerfully, we don't have to run from here. Excuse me. But in the case you do, for Americans, there's the American Embassy. For those that who have passports to other countries, I guess you go that way. So I mean, what I will do as far as you folks are concerned is that I'll put you on my list of people that I send information to. Okay. Excuse me. And this is information that comes from Africa. Like PLO Lumumba has really great information. The thing is, giving people some background information in terms of how we got to this point. And one of the things that really kind of disturbed me with some of the reporting coming from Africa is that they make it look like the Africans are fighting the Africans, the Congolese are fighting, with the M3, and it's a whole lot of, but the thing that I noticed that they did not mention were the European countries that are taking out the resources. It ain't like Africans is taking out the resources for themselves, bettering themselves. Are they looking any better? No, they're dying. You have presidents who have enriched themselves, and the people get nothing. So what about, let's talk about America, France, Europe. Let's talk about the Europeans and what the Europeans have been taking out of the Congo. You hear them, someone said, oh, well, Rwanda is taking out the resources to enrich Rwanda. Well, what about Apple? What about America? What about all of these other countries silently, okay, that are taking things out? You make it look like it is us killing us. And that's not totally true. So that part of their reporting, it disturbed me because I said, if you're going to tell on everybody, okay, and you're looking at It is a genocide that's going on in Congo. Look at all of our children, our women. I mean, you got little kids working, pulling out resources, children dying in the streets. So, I'm kind of hard on those that have been stealing from us all along. That's one of the reasons why the young man, our youngest president in Africa, Ibrahim Traore, we need to be watching what he's doing because he is a president for his people. The numbers of things that this young man has accomplished in the 2 years or so since they took over Burkina Faso are amazing. So you have Burkina Faso, you have Mali, you have Niger.
So when Rwanda rejected the unwanted clothes that are donated to Africa, America was very angry, and they said that they must take the clothes that are donated, and if they didn't accept the clothes, that the US was going to take away the aid. And guess what? Trump has come along and taken away US aid, which basically means Africa, we don't have to deal with the mountains and mountains of unwanted clothes that is forced on us. And with any luck, the textiles industries for African countries can begin to blossom again.
But what do you really mean when you say that Rwanda is going to take over Africa?
It is absolutely going to take over Africa. That I can guarantee you. Simply because they've mastered the art of selling their country. Because let's be realistic, this is not just about them hosting, award shows, having the best arenas, having all these huge celebrities coming in. They do have a motive behind all this. And I strongly believe that the motive is to sell Rwanda as a top-notch destination in Africa. And they've done that very well. I strongly believe that this is a campaign that, right from the president, the government of Rwanda is spearheading so much to make sure that they sell Rwanda to the fullest. And I strongly believe right now it's competing with South Africa. It's competing with Nigeria. It's not the future anymore. It is now. Remember like how they used to say, oh, Africa is now. Africa is the future. Africa is now. And Rwanda is now.